And hello everyone, welcome to the class. My name is David A. Cox here with PCClassesOnline.com, and today we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about photo apps for the iPhone that will make your photos look all vintagey. Give it that old school look, okay? That really quality image that a lot of people just find to be warm and fuzzy. This is a live class, so those of you who are here live, I'd like to welcome you. Some of you are going to be watching this probably later on as a recorded class. So as I always mention, should we get any interruptions, I apologize. It's one of the realities of being live. So let's get started here. Now today we're going to be talking about 4 primary apps, and then we're going to have a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you a couple things you can do with your photos once you've already shot them. The main apps we're going to be talking about today are the center row that you'll see on my screen, including Hipstamatic, Instagram, Vintagey, and Pixlr-O-Matic. And then we're going to be talking about what you can do with them, putting them on canvas, putting them on some very, very special paper, all sorts of different things. It's going to be a lot of fun. So for those of you who are live, welcome. I ask that you save your questions until the end. At that point, I'll cut off the video, the recording, so that those of you who are watching this won't see that, just for privacy reasons, and we'll get to answer all of your questions. So we're going to start here with Hipstamatic. Now, with any of these apps, with the exception, oh, I got to hold mine up to my computer screen. So you're actually looking, by the way, right now at my computer. With all these apps, except for this one, you can either shoot them from within the app, or you can just use the regular camera, the basic camera app that comes with the iPhone. Personally, my big preference is to use the app that comes with the phone, just because you don't really want to be editing your photos while you're standing there, especially if it's a beautiful location. You know, you want to enjoy it. You know, you're capturing it so you can remember it. So anyways, we are in Hipstamatic here. The big yellow button that you see here, that is the shutter. So that's when you actually want to take the image. Now this right here, as you can see from these really annoying pop-ups, which I hate that they have, is for the flash. Okay, looks just like they used to have on an old school camera. And it actually will even make the same noise. I don't know if you're able to hear that. It makes that high-pitched noise. I'm going to turn it off right now because I don't want it to. Okay. Now, also down here at the bottom, we have a little bit of a lag that sometimes happens with some of these photo classes. We have a few icons here. The main one is this arrow down here at the bottom, which is going to flip it over. Okay, so now it's like you're looking at the front part of the camera. And I'm going to show you a couple of things you can do. The first and the most important is this little wheel, this little clicky thingy here, this lever. And if it's at all the way at the top, it's going to be on the highest quality. Okay, so especially if you're going to be using this while you're taking your images, you really want to have that high quality aspect so that if you do want to have them printed down the road, it's a high quality image. You don't have to worry about it pixelating so much. Okay, but if you swipe down, you'll see it's on standard quality right now. I'm going to put it back up to high. Another thing you can do with this is you can swipe left and right and change lenses. So that will change the overall look of the image. We have, once again, a little bit of a delay. Let me try quitting out some of the other apps that are running right now in the background. See if that helps our situation here. Okay. Looks like that did a little bit. Okay. Down here at the bottom right, you have a little shopping cart. That's where you can go to add different effects. You can purchase if you want extra different types of lenses and filters. Okay, it'll change the overall look. Next, we have the little camera icon. Okay, that will change the case. Okay, another part, you know, it's another thing that you can buy, but frankly, it's kind of silly to me. I think it's just they were trying to find a way to monetize this a little better than they could. So I would pretty much ignore that. Right here's your flash options. You can see it'll have a different effect as soon as the video catches up. Come on, come on, come on. Don't you love being live? Okay. Let's try quitting out of the remote software and let's relaunch it here. Sometimes that will help clear it up. Okay. Appears to be good for now. Full screen. Okay, so you can see here we have a standard flash right now, but if I swipe to the left, I can go to something like a dream pop effect. I'll leave that on. Okay. And finally, we have, geez, this delay is killing me here. There we go. We have this little film icon here. When you tap on that, you can actually change, yes, the type of film. Okay, overall it's gonna change the whole look. They have some that you can buy to upgrade to, and they'll just give it a different look, a different texture. Okay, let's do Kodak for now. Okay, done. So now when we switch back to the camera, I have here actually on my desk. You'll see it in just a minute. Let's go back. Oh, you know what? It was working the whole time. My finger was over the lens. Oh man, I look like such an amateur photographer right now in front of all of you. How wonderful. I love being live. All right, so from here, we take the image, okay? And you'll notice that it does take a little bit of time because we are on high quality for it to process the image. But when it's done, you see it says 1 right here. When it's done, you'll see a preview of the image right here on the side. Just give that another couple seconds. There we go. So let's tap on and see how it looks. Okay, kind of cute, right? Added a little texture there to it. Give it a little bit of a greenish look. Now you have a few icons here. Now these, all these icons really on all the apps are going to do the same thing. So over here at the top right, you have the share icon. So if you want to send it to your email or you want to share it with a social network, you can do that. Then here at the bottom right, I'm trying to remember what this one is. That'll just show you the, oops, sorry. This is one of the features that they have that some of the other apps don't have. You can actually order prints of your images from right inside the app. And check this out, you can go up to a 30-inch print. Those are really cool. Those are $60 a pop, but it is a 30-inch image. And it's a hell of a lot cheaper than, well, filling your wall space with a painting. You have different packs here. Okay, you can order 4-inch prints, 7-inch prints, 10-inch prints, and of course, 30-inch prints. Okay, but they're all pretty cool. Up here at the top left, you have a little gear icon. That's just going to show you some of the different filters that you were using at the time. All right. And we have the trash icon at the bottom left right here. So that is a little bit of Hipstamatic. Let's now go into probably the most popular app and also now the most controversial, which is Instagram. Now, why is Instagram controversial? Well, it's sort of controversial because they technically, if you read the fine print, have the right to use your photos. So, like we've said during our Facebook classes, don't put anything on Facebook that you wouldn't want on the front page of your local newspaper. With Instagram, don't put anything on Instagram that you wouldn't want your mother to see. Okay? So it is a social network more than anything that also gives you access to really cool filters. Now, right now we're on this little home screen. And one of the things you can do with Instagram is you can follow your friends so you can see what photos they are shooting. Sometimes I'm working with people one-on-one who they want to keep in touch with their friends. They're interested in seeing their photos, but they don't really want the full Facebook experience. One of the options you can do instead is you can just have an Instagram account and you can still follow all of them. So this is my friend Steve Gadlin. He was on Shark Tank along with me. For those of you who remember him, he's the I want to draw a cat for you guy. He shoots a lot of photos. Sorry about the pillow, but it was the biggest spider I've ever seen. Okay. So he's got a bunch of interesting images. I have a bunch of other friends here who shot photos. But it's just kind of cool as you can see their work and can give you ideas for different ways to shoot items around you. Okay. The next little tab right here is this little, I don't really know what it's trying to be. It's supposed to be the Explore icon. This is where you can check out featured photographers on Instagram. You can search for different hashtags if they're using Twitter. Oops, I'm sorry, I just noticed we have a little delay on the screen. Hopefully that'll pop up in just a second here. Come on. Let's go back into the app. Come on. Finally. Okay. I don't know what's going on with the software. I just taught this class and we did not have this issue. So you'll find a lot of celebrities sometimes with images on here. You can follow them, see what they're taking photos of, which can be kind of fun if you're into that kind of thing. The center button here is to launch the actual camera app. We'll go there in a minute. The heart icon is just a different way to view the photos that your friends have taken. Okay, you can see it kind of groups them together. Finally, on the right, you have your page. Okay, so this is, if any of you want to follow me, my little name on here is The Real Mac Guru. And you can see I don't use Instagram a ton. I actually shoot more photos just with the regular camera app, and then I happen to edit them on my computer. So you won't find a ton of photos from me, but you'll see a few. This was kind of a fun one. I was with my assistant, and as soon as it updates, and we were walking down the street and saw there was a spotlight there, one of those ones that shines on the clouds. Come on, update. See if I can do anything to get this a little bit. No, we're up to date. Okay. Anyway, so you get the idea of that. So let's go back into full screen mode and let's continue on. Okie dokie, let's get this. Okay, great. So we're back on the camera app now. That was that little centered button. So you can take a photo. Let's just take another photo of this little guy. Okay. And one of the things I love about Instagram is you very easily have access to all these little filters at the very bottom right off the bat. So you can scroll with your fingers through and you can see what some of the different ones will look like, and it'll change the overall look of the image. Let's check out Rise. Okay. Some of them will add borders too. Make it look different ways. Okay. This little droplet icon you'll see here, okay, that will add a little bit of blur to it. And there's different types of blur you can have. That's one version. If you tap it again, you'll see another. Okay. And then finally over here on the right-hand side, we have the ability to change things like the contrast. Okay, and it'll make it a really high contrast photo. So you can see if you compare that to that, it's a lot smoother. Okay. When you're done with your photo, you can tap here up on Next, and you can write a caption if you like. You can share this, of course, with your friends, or you don't have to. Okay. You can just save it to your phone if you like. That's a little bit of Instagram. Vintagey is very, very similar. So it's just a kind of an alternative, but it does a lot of the same features. When you start it off, you have the option to change the resolution. One thing I do not like about Vintagey is you'll notice that mine is currently set to 1224 by 1224, which is technically high resolution. But to go to full high resolution, if you actually tap on here, they charge you. Okay, I don't know how much the actual package is because I won't pay for that. And from here, you can go into camera roll, or if you want to if you want to choose a photo that you've already shot, or you can shoot the photo from right within the app. Let's go into camera roll here and just pick out one. Okay, I'll zoom in a little bit on this image. I shot this one with my actual camera. Okay, very, very similar. You see you have all your different filters right down here. It takes a little bit longer to load some of them. Okay, that one looks pretty good. Now if you look at the very bottom here, we have a few other options, like we can change everything from the brightness and contrast, vibrance, temperature and tint, highlights and shadows. Okay, so if I want to really, bring out the shadows, I can change the highlights. Okay, there we go. We can go to the next little tab here where we have the ability to add a vignette, okay, or texture to it. Let's go into texture. Okay, just kind of changes it up a little bit. kind of a washed out look. Next one, you can add text, okay? And to do this, you can make it look like those old Polaroid images, and you can write the text right on the frame. I'm not going to do that because I didn't realize this when I taught the last class. When you do that, it takes a long time to process the image, so we're going to skip over that part here. But if you click right here, you can add text on the photo. If you click here, you can add it below the photo. Finally, we have your standard little share button here, so you can send it to your local photo album, Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. Okay, and that's a little bit of Vintagey. Next is Pixlr-O-Matic. Pixlr-O-Matic I like a lot. Okay, so when you start it off, you can, of course, shoot from within the app or upload your image. Let's go to Upload Image. Okay, and I'm going to go to one of my other black and white ones that I've done. This is a feature that my camera actually does natively. We'll do this one that I shot of a tomato. I have a Nikon D5100, and it has this really nice feature where you can basically it's called color select mode, where you can make everything go black and white except one color. I love that image. So here at the bottom, you can see we have all the different filters here. These filters tend to be a little bit more funky. Okay, so if you really want a dramatic, I love that. And is a very, very cool filter. It really makes that orange pop, and everything else just kind of drops out, just like that. You can go through and explore them on your own. Okay, next we have this little light bulb icon here, and what that is that's going to add a layer of texture to it. Now, on this one, I'm trying to think what's going to be good. You can kind of scroll through and see how it looks. That does not work for that one. Okay, this one is called, is that bokeh? I don't know. Bubble. Okay, just giving it a different slight effect. Burn is probably going to look pretty interesting on this one. It's a little too dramatic for me. Okay, you can add a focal point. Okay, foggy. That'd be great for a disco. Gaze, glitter. A lot of really fun ones here. Kryptonite, if you want to give it kind of a look at that, isn't that weird? You almost can't even tell that that's a black and white image there. Okay, but you can really do whatever you want with this. I like that leak. It gives it that really slightly overexposed look to it. So let's keep that. Next, down here, we can add a frame. Okay, so if you want a frame, you can. If you don't, you can just say none. Let's go to some of the different options here. It might be a little hard for some of you to see this. So if we go to, let's go to kind of a funky one. Grunge here. Okay, we'll give it kind of a white, choppy kind of border, a little bit messy. Hazel gives it like a little bit of a, well, haze, a little blue. Okay, whatever you want. Now, when you're done with your image, you can hit save right down here at the very bottom right. Okay, it's kind of cute. It hangs it on a little line like that, and you can hit the little share icon and save it whatever size you want. Strongly recommend original, but you can do whatever you want. So that is Pixlr-O-Matic. Now, like I said, what I wanted to do is I want to do a couple little bits for you here, because obviously we're ahead of schedule, and show you some of the things you can do with your photos when you're done. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save this image because we're going to use it in just a minute. I'm just going to save it to the camera roll. Okay, great. So the first thing, if you have a friend who's having a birthday, or if you have an anniversary coming up, of course you can go to your local, CVS or Walgreens and pick out a card, but how boring is that? Okay, you walked into a store, you paid $4 for a card. We all know the prices of cards keeps going up. And, sign your name to it, happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing really special about that. What I want to show you is the ability to create your own card, have it mailed to the person, and it's cheaper. And to do it, we're going to be using the app called Cards. Now, you can do this either on your iPhone or iPad. Personal opinion, I like it much better on the iPad just because I like having space when I'm creating. And obviously, the iPad screen is a lot larger. Now, you can flip through here just by skimming with your fingers and check out some of the different formats they have. We have a little bit of a lag once again. Okay, this is one I have actually used before, and I'm just going to tap on it. Now that is not anyone I know, it's simply a placeholder image, and to add your own image, just tap on it. And it's going to say, where do you want your photo to come from? Are you going to take the photo right now, or are you going to choose existing? Hopefully you're doing existing. Let's go into camera roll, and let's use that image. Okay, so I've got my little tomato there, and I can now type in the greeting at the very bottom. And to do that, you just, let's tap apply first up here at the very top right. Okay. And now we can type here into the text and change it on our own. So I'll put Happy October, despite the fact that I'm writing this in January. So let's tap done. Again, my apologies for the lag. Okay. From here, very easy. Tap on inside, and you can go to the inside of the card and add your own text. When you're done with that, you can go to envelope, and you can choose your address as the sender and put in your friend's address. You can either do that manually, pull in from your contact cards. And check it out, it's $3, okay? You're not going to get a card cheaper than that these days. So you just tap on that, and Apple will professionally print it and mail it to them. It's a really, really cool feature. I hope you'll check that out. Now, some of the other things I want to show you, I actually have here on the next screen. And this one here, let me close this. Go away, stupid alert. This one here is a service that is called Printstagram. And if you want to check it out, the website, it's a little confusing. The website is printstagr.am. You might want to write that one down. And these guys, basically what you do is you can log into your Instagram account and from here, and you can have different products made. Some of them are really, really cool. So you scroll down, you can see some of the different things here. We're going to go over those at the very end. You can have squares just made up. If you just want little prints, that's fine. You can have stickers made of your different photos that you've shot. A little mini flip book. A poster. These are really great. You have to have a minimum of 50 photos to do a poster, and you can have as many as 400. So that could be a really, really cool thing. It's going to obviously change in price depending on how many photos you're pulling from. A little teeny tiny book, set of 3 is $10. Okay. Mini prints just on paper. You can have that. It's actually cardstock. And this is one of the absolute coolest, is you can have a calendar. Now, you remember, some of you remember there's a brand called The Far Side, and they had like these daily calendars. You'd rip off one for each day. You can have one of those made of your photos. So, of course, you need 365 images to do it. But it's $40. That is a really, really cool custom gift that you could do for someone. Really great as a Christmas present, or holiday present, I should say. Next is a service which I only really recommend if you want to have your photos put on canvas. It's called cafepress.com. When you get to their website here, okay, it can get a little confusing. I'm going to zoom in. You're going to click here where it says Design Your Own. Okay, and let's see here. From here, you're going to go to Photo Gifts, Photo on Canvas. Although you can actually have it printed on metal, but frankly, canvas looks a hell of a lot better. Now, I myself am an amateur photographer, and I've had photos printed on canvas many, many times through different services. The one that always seemed to impress me and do the best job is Cafe Press. They have different prices. One of the tricks you can do, see here it says for a 16 by 20, it's $109. You can get that price way, way down. Couple of different ways you can do it. Cafe Press does a lot of Groupon promotions. So if you sign up for Groupon, you can get that at more than half off. You can also check out websites that have coupons. For example, one of my favorites is called retailmenot.com, and they have coupon codes all the time. So never pay retail for this kind of stuff. Finally is one of my favorite. Now, understand this one's a little bit more expensive than the others, but the quality is there. This is a service called Artisan HD. And the reason why I love them is they have a type of paper that is really, it's almost magical the way it works. The name of that paper is called Fujiflex, and you can see it's right here. And Fujiflex has crystal in it, and it's very, very difficult to describe. But the way that light refracts off of it is very, very unique. If you have a photo of a landscape, more than anything, if it's a sunset, this is the most amazing material to have your photos printed on. It does get expensive, okay? If you look here, for a 48 by 96, if you want to do an over-the-couch print, you're looking at over $400, and that does not include shipping. For these kind of projects, you really need to shoot it with a professional camera. An iPhone probably won't be enough unless you're doing a small image. If you're doing a 12 by 18, it'll look fine. But if you really want to have that gallery look, Fujiflex is the way to go. It's a really incredible medium. So everyone, I hope you have enjoyed this class. For those of you who are here live, we're going to turn it over to all of you. If you have questions, we'll be able to answer all of them for you. If those of you who are watching this video, hope you've enjoyed it. Check out some of our other videos. If you have requests, you know how to send them out to us. Just shoot me an email, david@pcclassesonline.com. We have turned many, many suggestions into live classes, and we love hearing from you, of course. So let's end this and turn it over to those of you who are here live.